Hey, how's it going? Happy Valentine's Day to everybody who's with us live. I was dancing with my heart hands. How'd I do? It is Trainer Mary Beth coming to you from the Next Fitness thing. Welcome to the Next Fitness show, and happy Valentine's Day to all who observe. It's also President's Day weekend. Some of you may have the long weekend off. If so, I hope you make the most of it. If you're working through it, well, welcome to the club. But it's all good. Hello and welcome. Glad you're here with us live. If you are live, glad you're checking out the recording. If you're checking out the recording, let's let Alexis jump out up in here and say, hey, hello.
Hey.
Uh, it's good to be back, isn't it? We were both
Oh,
having some
so
issues
good.
last week. It was a rough week for both of us. So thank you
Mm-hmm.
to everybody for understanding. I had lost my voice. Alexis was dealing with family stuff, so we're back at it today, and we missed you. So on the show today, since it is Valentine's Day, where hearts abound, and it is also February is National Heart Month, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper on heart health, and we've got a whole bunch of tips that some might be common sense to you, some you might not even have thought of that will help you or may help you keep your heart healthy and strong for as long as possible. We also are going to, of course, break down a mid-show stretch and then a move of the week, kind of tying into the heart theme in this one. Got announcements to fill you in on. There's always something popping around here. We got some mailbag questions. Thank you so much. So we're going to have a mailbag segment in this class, or in this show rather. I always call it a class because I'm used to teaching classes. And then we're gonna have some yummy food talk at the end of this. So if you are with us live, or if you're watching the recording, what's the first thing I'm going to ask you to do right now? Give us a thumbs up right now while you're thinking about it, please, and thank you. Thank you. Okay, that helps us grow. Like our videos, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Share our videos, comment on our videos. If you comment on the videos, remember we'll have you might go be in the running for our Freebie Friday giveaway, which we're going to do at the end of the show. And then if you want to be notified whenever we put up some of the copious new material on our YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and then we'll get you a little alert every time we put up something new, so you will never miss a thing. All right. And how can you find us? If you're looking for a great wellness and workout platform, we'd love to have you join us at thenextfitnessthing.com. And our Facebook group is always open 24/7 at facebook.com/groups/thenextfitnessthing. All right, Alexis, let's chat. Come on in here and join me. There she is. Here she comes. Hi. All right. I was trying to come up with something Valentine-y color-wise today. Pink was
Me
the
too.
best I could do. Yeah. So I
Got
was
maroon.
like, I have a bright red shirt. It's in the wash. And I wasn't going to dig it out and yeah. So, okay. So it is, again, as we mentioned, it's Valentine's Day today. It is also National Heart Month. So we're talking heart health today. And it's just like our hearts are vital, obviously. So it's really important that we look after them. I've got some tips, and these come from healthline.com. If you have never checked out healthline.com, I want to give them a shout out because they always give really great, succinct information points that you can, digest easily. So it's not like one big whoosh of information. It's like it's easy to handle. It's user friendly. So as we head into the Valentine's Day, oh, there's the chocolate. Oh, hold, we're going to have more on that later, by the way. Uh, but things that you can do to improve your heart health. And again, you might have thought, well, yes, of course, this is a no-brainer, but there are some other things that's like, oh, really? That can help me? Okay, so let's dive in. The number one thing I say with love from my heart, if you're smoking, please try to quit. That's like the number one preventative measure that you can do to protect your heart. Right. And Alexis, I know you've got some experience in what's going on with that as well. So yeah, it's that's like the number one most preventable thing that you can do to control your risk for heart disease. So that includes vaping. If you're vaping tobacco, that counts too, because you're still ingesting that smoke. So it can make a huge difference to your heart and your overall health. Dietary things that you can do include lots of fiber in your diet, and this is from the Mayo Clinic. They know such things like this. If your diet is full of soluble fiber, that can help you lower your level of the low density lipoprotein, the LDL, aka the bad cholesterol. I think they're trying to move away from that terminology, but that's what we know it as to this point. So that means eat lots of beans and oats and barley and apples and pears and avocados and lots of things that have the soluble fiber that kind of acts as a sponge basically through your cardiovascular system, cleans out the gunk that accumulates in there, and then whoop, it goes away. you know how it goes away. What's going on in my chat? Let's see. Carol and Mary and Trader Kathy, yay, saying hi in the chat, and happy Valentine's Day. Thank you all for checking in. That's awesome of you. And Alexis, of course, jump in here at any point if you've got something you want to add in here. Otherwise, I'm full of tips right now. And some people tell me I'm full of something else, but that's another story for another show. Breakfast. I know this can be rather polarizing, but the first meal of the day when you wake up can be a rather important one. There are different schools of thought about this. I am firmly in team breakfast camp. So whole grains like oatmeal, whole grain cereals, whole wheat toast. I have like some Ezekiel toast with avocado practically every single day for my breakfast, and then accompany it with like a hard-boiled egg, or, you know, flesh it out with fruits and veggies and the whatnot. So lean protein sources like the hard-boiled egg, and the fat that's in that egg is good for you fat. So eat the yolk. And again, fruits and vegetables as well. So they will all combine those nutrients that will all help make your heart healthy. Now I'm going to be doing this the entire show. I apologize, but it's just like, okay, here we are. Fish and nuts are also really good for your heart as well. So the fish full of omega-3 fatty acids can help you ward off the heart disease, especially salmon, tuna, sardines, and herring are all very good sources of omega-3. We always have like cans of salmon and tuna and sardines in our pantry because we like to cook Italian, and the sardines factor very heavily into Italian cuisine sometimes. So yes, we've always got a nice supply of those in our pantry. And that's another thing too, keep your pantry stocked because it's very tempting to like let your groceries dwindle, and then you're like, well, doo-doo, what am I going to make for dinner? And then you end up grabbing garbage, which is not the best for your heart either. So a little bit of planning, that's another piece of advice from me to you. And if the fish aren't your thing, the nuts also are good sources of omega-3s, especially walnuts are really high in those. And so pop a handful of nuts every once in a while.
I just want to point out with all this that like what you're telling people to do is to eat fat, especially people who might think that fat-free is the way to be heart healthy. You're saying eat healthy fat for your health, for your heart.
And that's where I was saying earlier, it's just like, well, I hadn't really thought of it that way, that was a thing, but that's a thing. Yeah. So the good fat, saturated fat is not necessarily your friend. That's the stuff that's solid at room temp. That's like Crisco, you know, like vegetable shortening, or bacon fat. You know, when you let it cool, it's
canola oil,
right? So yeah, right. So those are the ones you want to limit. We're not saying don't eat them at all. It's just like not so often, right? And the salt too is where I was going with that as well. So I'm a salt freak, and it's so hard for me, but I am trying to buy more like reduced sodium products, like soups and things like that, and then add just a little tiny bit of salt just to make it a little better, or use something else to zhuzh it up, like maybe a squeeze of lemon or something like that. So that way I don't miss the salt so much. So
nice. Kathy's in the chat saying that she's having salmon salad for Valentine's dinner tonight, and Kimberly is in the chat saying that her husband gifted her sushi for lunch, so she went for the salmon. Nice.
Everybody's in the spirit on this one. This is awesome. Okay. Tea is really good for your heart as well. It's not a big deal to brew a cup of green or black tea. And according to the American Heart Association, they also know these things. Drinking 1 to 3 cups of tea per day may help lower your risk of heart problems. It is linked to lower rates of angina and heart attacks. My grandmother had angina. She's like, oh, my angina. And I was like, I miss her. Okay, so yeah, drink tea as well. And we're going to put a hold on that last little thing on the food because we're going to talk about that later. Alexis, do you want to weigh in on like some exercise while we're here?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm just going to defer, first of all, to the CDC guidelines, which I would say is like the bare minimum, but if they're getting at least setting this standard of like what you need to do as far as movement for your health. So according to the CDC standards for exercise, adults should aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity activity. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to do all of that at one time. So if you're going to do 150 minutes per week, that's per week. If you're supposed to do 150 minutes per week, it basically divides up to 22 minutes a day of moderate intensity. So just saying, this is a big reason why we made 25-minute classes, is because that way it made it so that if you come to a 25-minute class and you do moderate intensity is like when we're calling out in a walking class what pace that you would do, it's medium pace. Right? So you're at like 65 to 75% of your max heart rate. It's an intensity where you could keep going and doing that for a long time. It's the intensity where you could sing the song and do the workout at the same time. You basically do that for 25 minutes a day, every day. And that's hitting your CDC guidelines for exercise. Or if you want to do vigorous activity, which is like pushing it higher than that, right? That's more of like doing the sprinting class, taking more of like Mary Beth's Get It Lit challenge would count as vigorous, right?
Yeah,
this is
if you're jamming, it does.
Right. Yes. I guess it depends how hard you're pushing. That's true.
You got to jam though. That's it.
It's true. But I mean, then it's only 75 minutes. So if you did 3 days of that, like that would count as your exercise. So exactly. I just want to point that out, that is what the standards are. I mean, I don't want to say it's easy to get those, but the bar is not really like, it's not like you have to exercise for 2 hours a day in order to get these health benefits. Really, if you can just commit, I shouldn't say just, if you commit to 25 minutes a day of actually doing it, it'll make a huge difference in your life.
And you can spread that out over the course of the day too, and break down like 10 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at lunch, 10 minutes when you are done at the end of the day. Yeah, that's totally viable as well. And some forms of exercise you might want to consider. Well, first off, get up off your butt every once in a while. We're going to have an opportunity for you to do that later in the show. But sedentary behavior can do a number on your cardiovascular system. So if you work at a desk or a computer or whatever the case may be, I have the alarm on my watch that like gets me all the time. It's like, you have been on your butt for 50 minutes out of this hour. Get off your butt and move around, right? So, and it helps me. It really does. And then you get back to business. Yoga, Alexis, I know you are like, super into the yoga part of this too. So how can yoga help people out?
Yoga can help in a variety of ways. I just spoke about this, but I did a YouTube show on Wednesday talking about my experience with my dad in the hospital. And it's
that was a great show. Check that out if you missed it, team.
Specifically about how yoga could save your life. I mean, being able to breathe through intensity is really important. So yoga is really all about being conscious of what's happening in your body. It'll also just make you conscious of if something doesn't feel right. A lot of times we're disassociated, especially when we're sedentary and not really present with what is going on in our body. So if you're practicing yoga and meditation, and they kind of are intertwined in my field, then you're a lot more aware of what's going on and able to breathe through even in the intense moments.
Love that. Yes. Also, these tips come from Heartline. I'm just taking these from this blog post, by the way. Strength training, of course. The more muscle you have, the more you can regulate your body fat, and that will also potentially have a good relationship with your heart health. Interval training, as Alexis mentioned, my Get It Lit Ignition On Challenge is just about to wrap up, but I think we're going to be continuing on with this. More on that to come. Yeah, so if you're really jamming, you can definitely get your heart rate up that way. Dancing is a blast, and you can totally get your heart rate up with dancing. We have Dancio classes still here at the Next Fitness thing too. Dan, hi, if you're watching, we miss you. Hi, and how about a little sexy time? I'm just going to throw that in too. It's Valentine's Day weekend. I'm just going to say that. All right. So that's your part as well. So,
and I mean,
this may happen.
And I mean, like with that, it whether it's in your sexy time or not, getting your feet above your head is a really, really healthy thing for you to do. Just saying. So maybe it's in yoga, maybe you're just lying in bed, maybe you're sitting on the couch. I literally have been talking to a couple of our teammates right now that are having circulatory issues with lower body, where they need to get their feet above their heart, basically. So I would suggest getting your feet above your heart one way or another. Might as well make it fun. And also building the strength of your calves. And actually, that's one thing I'll say for like bar class or even walking and running. Building the strength of your calves is really important for this too, because your calves act like a pump that gets the blood back up from your feet so that you keep your circulation going and it doesn't just all go down all the time to your feet without being able to get back up.
There you
So
go. Yes. Mental health and heart health as well. Let's touch on this. Again, managing your stress. Yoga can be part of that. Meditation can be part of that. Engage in a hobby that helps you de-stress, that you're not just thinking about, what's going on in the world right now? My head's going to explode.
yeah.
Disconnect, put the devices off to the side. I know we work with devices here at the Next Fitness Thing, but give yourself a break when you need to
Yeah.
and do something that helps you relax.
This is
And that
mine
could
right
be any
here.
number of things. I
Boom.
was just going to say, you're very crafty in that regard. I'm not so much, but I need to work on that myself because sometimes those screens suck me in. Laugh a lot. One of the reasons that I'm just goofy in my classes is because it's so good for you. And that's just me being me. I mean, perfectly honestly, I just laugh a lot. What's the alternative, right? Especially when the world's kind of going a little cray cray. Yeah, laugh a lot, watch funny movies, get that out of your system. Manage your stress overall, your anxiety. Maybe that means speaking with a professional, if that comes down to it. So, and know your body, know your numbers, so you can get a handle on things. That's like blood pressure. I'll get that out. Blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides. I just had my annual checkup like in December, and like all my numbers came in. It's like for the most part, they're for a 60-year-old person, not so bad. So I'm going with that. And here's my novel approach on this one as well. This comes from Healthline as well. Pet therapy. If you don't have
Oh
a furry
yeah.
friend in your life, volunteer at an animal shelter. They're
Mm,
always looking for volunteers, right? Walk dogs, snuggle with kitties.
yeah.
That's a great thing to help you just de-stress and just that warm little furry belly and give it a rub. I miss my cats. You know
Oh.
that right now. So I hope we've given you some food for thought there, literally and figuratively. So happy National Heart Health to everybody. I hope you're all observing because you got a heart and you want to keep it healthy. So there you go.
hmm And
Anything else on that, Alexis?
in the chat we have, okay, Kimberly says, speaking of that, BRB, I forgot my vitamin B12. And Kathy says, okay, girl, I am now going to blush during legs up the wall. OMG, that's in our post run stretch class for Gotta Have Heart.
Oh yeah, there's a nice little plug for Gotta Have Heart 5K training program as well. There you go. Nicely done, weaving that in there. Okay, shall we move on
Mary
to
says
the?
she can't
Oh,
volunteer at the animal shelter because she would take every animal home.
oh, there's that. There's that hazard as well. That could be stressful. You know your limits, right? Okay. Let's move on. We've got the mid-show stretch break and the move of the week. So let's bust out the movement opportunity as we suggested earlier. Time for you to maybe get up out of your seat and do this with us, hopefully, if you're watching, whether you're with us live or on the recorded version, I should say. And our stretch is, we're going to be down on the floor for this one. If you're doing this with us, you could theoretically do it on a wall. You could do it standing, frankly, part of it anyway. This is going to be a down dog heel lift. So, the lovely Veronica is back to demonstrate this one. So downward dog is this big upside down V, hips high, hands shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart, and the stretch part is when you lift and lower your heels. When your heels go down toward the floor, you're getting a nice little stretch for your calves and some ankle mobility as well. Alexis, do you want to take this one too?
Yeah, I mean, for me on this one, I feel like this is actually not only a stretch, but a strengthening exercise for your
Right.
calves. So as you sink the heels down, this is a stretch for your calves. And as
Mm-hmm.
you lift the heels up, that is strengthening for your calves.
Right.
So just like what
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about with building strength into your calves to act as the pump to get the blood back up, this really is that an opportunity for that right here. Also, downward dog is a chance to get upside down, at least to some extent. So it is making it so that the blood, it's still going to go down towards your feet. So I would say lifting a leg in the air during this one every once in a while to get that upside down benefit. But you are getting your heart above your head, which can help for things like stroke risk and things like that. So I do think this one's very heart beneficial.
Awesome.
And I love this one.
Great advice. Yeah, if you're doing it with us, I hope it feels good. And if it bothers your wrists at all, you could come to a higher surface to take some of the stress off your wrist, maybe even a coffee table or something about that higher, an ottoman that's not too squishy. That could help as well. And okay, well, let's move on. We're stretched to some extent and strengthened a little bit as well in our calves. I'm going to take the next video. Apparently, we're going to get moving and get grooving to get your heart pumping with some quick feet. All right. So imagine you are an NFL player. You're going through the tire drill, and you're light and soft on your feet, and you're moving nice and light, and it looks like this. All right. Oh, and we're going to have music too.
This one.
We can use music for this one. We can play the theme song. So nice and soft. I'm on the balls of my feet, not, landing real hard or anything. The softer and lighter that your footwork is, the more agile you're going to be on this one. And it's just dang fun. Pumping your arms as well as bonus cardio. So don't think that you're just limited to your lower body. You can get upper body cardio as well. The bigger your motions are and the faster your motions are, the more bang for your buck you're going to get from this exercise. And it's just fun. So again, laugh and do quick feet, and you'll be a happier person, I think. Okay, shall we? Anything else, Alexis?
Go, 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 go,
go, go, go, go. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, you can put some dance moves on it and some style points. I'm back on my.
Let's see that. Wait. We gotta make sure we got you highlighted on the camera during this. Here we go.
You can't see my lower body right now, though. And I can't move my camera because it's a desktop. But anywho.
Wait. You got to do it again.
Style points.
Woohoo! There it is. Yeah.
Flashback to the salsa dance lessons I took with my hubby years and years ago. And one of us was a lot better than the other one. I'll just leave it there. Okay. Moving on. Hi, honey. I love you. Okay. Next. Do we have is the mailbag question coming up next, or do we
whatever you want?
We can, let's do the mailbag question, because we've been asking kindly for questions for the TNFS mailbag, and we got some this time around. So this time we're going to address, and you can send your questions to us at the email address on your screen, tnft@thenextfitnessthing.com. And hello, Edie. Thank you very much for sending in this week's question. Timely, because we're still in wintertime right now. So Edie asks, where does one find the motivation during cold, dark winter days to continue working out and using healthy eating habits? All right. Well, this is a subject that I am very well versed in because I have seasonal affective disorder. And when it's cloudy and gray and chilly, the last thing I want to do is work out, but I feel so much better when I do. So I just remember I focus on how I'm going to feel after I'm done and dangle that little carrot. I also have a light box, which helps me with seasonal affective disorder. That was prescribed to me by a previous provider, the one who diagnosed me with seasonal affective disorder. And she's like, have you tried a light box? It can really do things. So a bright light that you shine in your face, like I have it on when I'm eating breakfast, and then when I'm eating lunch usually as well, twice a day, gives me just that little energy boost and that little mental boost as well, because otherwise I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything, but it really helps. So exercise, of course, definitely helps, but then you're kind of in the catch-22. It's like, well, I don't want to exercise. Just focus on that prize, eyes on the prize, that when you're done, you're going to have that mood boost. And you're going to, don't kick yourself if you miss a workout. Be kind to yourself. But yes, it's going to help you feel better when you're done, right? You know this, Edie. I know you. I see you in class. So, all right. I like this. Do you have any other thoughts on this one?
I have a few thoughts on this. One is,
okay, fire away.
To me, it's like, for one, the darker times of year are the times you are actually meant to rest. So if you are taking rest at that time of year and allowing yourself to go with the natural cycles, then that actually is, as a human being, animal on the earth, what you would be doing at this time. Look at some clues from the animal kingdom where animals hibernate at this time of year. And so if you're feeling called to hibernate, it's natural. So don't beat yourself up for that. There's right. The other thing I'll just say is there are some things that you would do at this time of year as a natural human, right? You would probably have to go and get some firewood or get some food, that kind of thing, if you were not fully on hibernating, because humans probably don't. So just saying, for me, going outside really helps. I know the weather can be harsh at this time of year. That is kind of part of it. So bundle up and do the thing and go outside and actually interface with what the weather is. I mean, as long as it's safe for you to do so. I'm not telling you to go out in 100-mile-an-hour winds or something like that. But even if it's raining, even if it's snowing, just go out and enjoy the elements and actually feel the feeling of the cold and of whatever is going on. And so that's what I suggest for it.
Yeah, I have one more thing to dovetail on that. I grew up in central Pennsylvania where we got hammered every winter, and I was the one after a while that I had to go out and shovel the driveway. And if you don't work out on a regular basis and you all of a sudden have to shovel out your driveway, you're going to be feeling it. So
shovel something.
If you want to make that job easier,
if you can shovel something, you're getting your workout. There's no question. You're doing
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm soaked. I mean, just absolutely.
We should probably address the food part of this because that was part of this question. One thing I just want to say with that is notice what's in season at this time and really enjoy the things that are in season. You don't need to eat strawberries in the winter, right? We're eating like all of the more like gourds that have been able to be, saved throughout the winter until this time. We're eating more of like even apples and citrus and things that are actually in season. Actually, the other thing I'm personally growing right now in this season is greens. Greens grow in the winter. So eating greens is a really good thing to do at this time of year.
Year round, baby. But yes, definitely get them in the winter too. So, well, that was a lot. Edie, thank you so much for sending us that question. And for those of you who also sent us questions, thank you. We'll be featuring those in upcoming shows. So stand by for news on that. And again, one more time, if you want to send us a mailbag question, you can send it to tnft@thenextfitnessthing.com. All right. Now announcements. It's going to be relatively short and sweet, but we got some big things coming up. And the first of which we're going to address is, we mentioned a little while ago, our Gotta Have Heart 5K training program. That's like halfway through just about at this point. It's a 4-week program. However, you can, even if you have not joined our Gotta Have Heart 4-week 5K training program, you can join the final virtual 5K event. It's a standalone event on March 1st and 2nd. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. I got the Saturday one. Kathy, who's watching, will have the Sunday one. And the adorable shirt. Look at that gorgeous shirt, the Gotta Have Heart 5K 2025 official shirt. Yes, collect them all because they're collector's items once you get a handle on those. The address is on your screen. If you haven't joined us, you can sign up for the event alone. And everybody who takes part will get a unique numbered bib for the event and then a finisher's medal. So that's a nice little keepsake to, brag about what you did as well. And all fitness levels are welcome. Walk, run, jog, roll, skip, dance, cartwheel. We don't care. Just show up and do your thing. 55-minute class. And it's going to be a blast. I love teaching these because it's just so supportive and everybody cheers everybody on when it's like, hey, I hit a mile. Hey, I hit 2 miles. It's 3.1 miles, by the way, if you're uninitiated. So Alexis, anything here?
If you are in this challenge already, make sure you fill out the form for the address. We need your address to send the medals.
Yes, if you don't tell us your address, then we can't send it. So let us know, team. Okay, next up, the February Walking Book Club is coming at you. February is a short month. Fortunately, this is a relatively short read this month with Anna leading the way. The book club meeting/walk will be on Sunday, February 23rd. That is not this weekend, but next weekend, as we're live, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Team leader Anna leading you through the discussion of the book, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. And all of the information about this book club and future book clubs is on our website. The URL is there, thenextfitnessthing.com/book club. One thing I wanted to call your attention to, by the way, we now have a link to source your book from bookshop.org on our book club page. And that is a website that supports local bookshops. Hello. So when you order through that site, you can pick one of your local bookstores. There are several good ones here in San Francisco. Green Apple Books for the win. So you can buy through there, and then that local bookshop gets the money. So we're big proponents of shopping locally. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. Yay! And then big yay! And then we mentioned the mailbag, so we're good. We're covered there. And so I guess it's Freebie Friday. So let's do that. Let's get our wheel up in here. And reminder, if you want to be a winner on our Freebie Friday, which happens at the end of every Next Fitness show, you All you need to do is comment on any of our videos that's we put up from the end of this show until next Thursday, basically. And then the following Friday, we announce the winner for the previous week. So all you have to do is comment, then you automatically get put in the drawing. And then we spin the wheel and then we find out who wins. So let's bring the wheel up in here. And all right, I keep saying I'm gonna better my sound effects for the wheel, but I'm gonna roll with it. All right, so we ready? Sound effects. All right, well, let's do it then. Ready, set, spin to win. Kona the Air. Hey, Kona. Thank you very much for checking out our YouTube channel. Appreciate you. And you will be hearing from us to get your Freebie Friday prize. So yay, that's awesome. Okay. One more thing before we part ways. We got a food of the week for you in light of Valentine's Day, in light of National Heart Health, dark chocolate. I have this here. And in case you didn't see my Instagram story today, by the way, follow me at Live Fun Fit, follow Alexis at Alexis Craig Fit. I did a story about the store, the nice San Francisco grocery store where my hubby works. They have their own line of chocolate bars. And this is dark chocolate with a touch of sea salt. It is 72% dark chocolate. This is a 2-ounce bar. So an ounce of dark chocolate is a serving. So he gets half, I get half, and we do this pretty much every night while we're watching TV as we have our little chocolate break here. And dark chocolate is not necessarily a health food per se. It can be a little bit of an indulgence, but as far as, the indulgences go, it's a reasonably healthy one. Yes, there's some sugar in it, but there are a lot of proven health benefits as well, including antioxidants. Fiber is in dark chocolate, in case you didn't know that. So eat that. It may improve your blood flow and lower your blood pressure. And again, that's heart health. Raising your HDL, that's the happy cholesterol. Protecting from the LDL or the lousy cholesterol. And overall, may reduce your heart risk in general. So partake in the chocolate, especially the dark chocolate. The darker, the better. It's the darker it is, the better it is for you. All right. Alexis, I know you're a chocolate fan. We've had this past week.
For me, I just want to say with this, like, it doesn't have to come in the form of a chocolate bar. So the cacao powder itself is definitely a superfood and not bad for you. I'm not a doctor or something to be telling you that, but I'm just saying that the actual chocolate part of it is healthy. It's all the things you add to it that might be the part that are unhealthy. So choose wisely. And if you want to have control over that, I know for me, I really like making my own chocolate bar. So I literally just take cacao powder, put it in a bowl, coconut oil, nut butter, sea salt, and honey. That's it. And I just mix it all up, put it in the fridge, and make my own chocolate bar like on wax paper. So
there you go. That sounds good. And white chocolate, by the way, not chocolate.
No.
I mean, no. It's named that, but it ain't that. Okay, so enjoy your chocolate and mindfully enjoy your chocolate, right? Savor it, taste it, let it melt in your mouth. Oh, and it's romantic when somebody gives you some dark chocolate for Valentine's Day, right? And speaking of, we got to roll because we got to get out for the rest of our Valentine's Day. And I got to get out to teach some classes a little bit later on today, too. Shameless plug, 4 p.m. Pacific time to 5:30 p.m. Pacific time tonight, including our Valentine's Day edition of the Brain Teaser Walk. Alexis, you taught that earlier today and said it was good times. So hope to see some peeps in there. Alexis, thank you as always. Sending you and your family love still. And we thank you very much for everything you do around here, which is everything. Thank you to everybody who is checking in with us live. Thank you to everybody who is checking out the recording as well. Remember, if you have not found your way to our awesome and amazing wellness and workout platform yet, we're looking for you. Come join us at thenextfitnessthing.com. You can check us out. There are some free options in there, kind of dip your toes in the water. And if you get hooked, we got a lot of options to get you even hooked more from there. Don't you worry, we got you. So, and facebook.com/groups /The Next Fitness Thing, open 24/7. You do not need to be a TNFT member, aka teammate, to be a part of that Facebook group. So please join us there. But we hope you will become a member and aka teammate. All right, that's it. Shall we dance it out? Shall I get my heart hands out one more time? All right. So I got to come up with a heart hands dance. So, all right, let's see. I don't know. I'm winging it. So thank you for dancing with me, Alexis. All right, I'm ditching the hard hands. It's not working, but I'm here, and I'm here, and I'm there, and I'm there. there? Are you dancing with us?